Welcome back, everyone. This is Arafon playing Lady Knight Saga. Last time we came here to this remote settlement looking for something called a stellar fragment, only to find out that has been stolen by thieves. So we need to head all the way back to the capital. But first, we started to explore this spot next to it called the Desert of Death. Found some interesting things here already, but let's try looking around some more. Okay, new monster. We have in addition to the sand Chinese lantern or whatever and the stormbird, we now have a hedgehog man. And we're getting a preemptive strike, so let's focus on him. If I had an archer, I'd have the archer shoot the owl, but no archers in the party at the moment. And just like that. Yeah, the monsters here are not much of a concern. Although Cataline has learned all Dozarg, I believe that was the high-end multi-target earth spell. And yep, that's it. That might be the last spell she learns, because she has all 3 earth spells, all 3 fire spells, the 3 fire-based healing spells, the revival spell, party attack up, and party dispel status effects. Well, she's level 35. I think that's around 35 or 40. Most people stop learning skills. Okay, apparently there is a hard edge here. So there is a limit to how far out it will let you go. But yeah, we have these like windy kind of spots where if you try to go past it, you just get sent somewhere else. Makes it difficult to explore. I think someone mentioned there being some kind of weird toy weapon here or something. There's a hedgehog claw. Now there's something here next to a dragon skeleton. A crash keyboard? Yeah, here it is, in with the toys. That is a toy weapon. 9 attack, instant death. Okay, and apparently picking this up makes you want to hit something with it. Maybe you shouldn't play so many rage games. Is this the same spot? Yeah, I think the desert might be looping, which would mean that as long as you don't run into one of those teleporters, you can just keep circling around forever. Of course, if you do hit one of them, you have no idea where you are. There's the cliff here as reference. Yeah, there was the entrance. Now, I want to look around a little more, see if I can find any more scattered things. Okay. See if maybe there's another monster type we haven't seen. Here's something. Gaji Gaji bone. That's one of those bones that's been gnawed on. Yeah, I think the clue to finding the stellar desert we found here was from the withered tree that the dragon skeleton is looking at. So this one, and then we went up from here, and that's where it was. But yeah, that's rather annoying. Okay, there is something here that I haven't seen. It's a sand cat. And we got a preemptive strike, so this should be no trouble at all. Relatively sturdy, but... And it didn't even drop anything. Yeah, I have a feeling we're not going to find much of anything else here. But we found some decent things. The Stellar Desert's going to be important. The Crash Keyboard is, I think, probably the best toy-type weapon. But yeah, if there's anything else out there, I'm not sure I'm going to be able to find it. Let's get at least the blue and pink. That's the... Blue was ice and wind resist. Pink was fire and earth. And we got light holy, dark evil, all stats up and that, but these are more niche. And now that we have those two special alchemy ingredients, it's a good time to come back here. We have the Stellar Desert, we have the Stellar Blood, and the witch has investigated how to use them. They're keys, they seem to be keys to the 3 heavenly bodies. We have the stars, or that could also be planets. Assembled, so we just need the Moonlight Stone and Solar Steel, which we have, so just leave the rest to her. Some weird sound effects. And apparently she has some trouble with that, but made it through without messing up. So we have obtained these special materials, the small, I believe that says galaxy, and other dimensional water. Extradimensional, I guess that would be. Yeah, this is Dinga, literally Silver River, originally referring to the Milky Way as seen in the night sky. Okay, so we combine the special ingredients, the 2 special ingredients and the broken holy sword with the secrets of alchemy, and that ought to revive the holy sword. But she doesn't have, was that the cauldron? Yeah, iron pot kettle. So go borrow someone somewhere. Go borrow one somewhere else. And Stella thanks her. It's like, no, not at all. Yeah, apparently she's pleased to have been able to handle such precious materials. And besides, it was a request from Lady Raji, so she couldn't exactly turn her down. And yeah, I think if I talk to her at this point again... Yeah, she's offering to strengthen Stella's armor again. So if you didn't do that before, that is available again after doing the Holy Sword Materials side quest. Regardless, those 2 special materials we have here, the small galaxy, that's kind of a neat little icon there. Looks like starry skies and almost like a parchment. Yeah, this says it feels like if you peer into it, you'll be sucked into the light and darkness. And here's the interdimensional water, which looks like some kind of, like, not quite solid cube. So, yeah, it's a fluid that's holding its shape by undertaking power from another planet or star. Interesting stuff. So we come back to Yukana, head into the alchemy spot. And would that be under equipment, I would think? Yeah, there it is. 7 attack, fire, longsword. And we have the materials, we just don't have the money after that bit of shopping I did, so I'll come back and get this later. But still, 77 attack power. Actually, come to think of it, I believe this is why some of the information I was looking at suggested not picking this class for Stella. Because, yes, longswords are generally good, you get all those elemental strikes that are really helpful, especially with bosses all throughout the game. But this is the best weapon in the game. There's only one of it, and you have 2 other really good longsword users in Linda and Anita. Only one of them can use it. So if you have Stella also using those, that creates even more competition, and yeah, I can understand why they say make her more of a support class. But anyway, that's how you get the... Yeah, what did they call it anyway? I forgot to check that. Yep, Solar Sword. So the Holy Sword, once reforged, will be known as the Solar Sword. Yeah, something about a gleaming blade that reflects sunlight and destroys evil. So that's an appropriately grandiose description. But for now, we need to head back to Gran, go to the slums, and see if we can find out something about these cat claws, which Rino suspects are the thieves that stole the stellar fragment. He's not saying... Oh, there we go. Yeah, he was saying something about this is a poor place. The poorest live here, not a place for fancy folks like you to go. But now, it's about the cat claws. Yeah, there are hideouts around here somewhere. Don't know how to get in, though. So we'll ask around. This guy's saying there's nothing here, get out. Stella's asking about the cat claws, and he's overreacting. He swears he doesn't know a thing, and especially not about their hideout. It's like, oh, well then I'll check out for her. It's like, yeah, do whatever. There ain't nothing here. And there is pretty clearly something there, but apparently they can't do anything about it directly. Did Stella actually believe him? Yeah, they don't say anything new. It's not knitted well. Nope, nothing there. There's this kid here, but he just stares at Stella's chest. That was related to an H scene with Allie. The drunk guy doesn't seem to know anything. Oh. There's a broken bottle there I never got. Okay, maybe I do need to talk to that woman. Because that's awfully suspicious, but nothing's happening. Yep, nothing here. Yeah, that's talking about the panties that they're buying. Do I maybe need to try to leave? Okay. Yeah. Rino's saying, Stella, you didn't actually believe him, did you? Yeah, hide for a bit, I'll check on things. Yeah, we'll hide for a bit and check on things. Somehow he doesn't see them there. I guess line of sight doesn't really... Anyway. It's like, they're gone? They're gone. Gotta report them that there's a strange group looking for them. And of course, there it is. That was almost too easy. Just have to talk to him and try to leave the area. We've got the tense music. Okay, there seems to be something written here, but it's kind of faded and can't be read. Or weathered. Yeah, that cat claws, and that's like yeah, that's just like subordinate, so it's like a cat claw grunt, basically. It's like, are you the knight that's looking for us? Yeah, she wants to meet the boss. It's like, you think you could just barge in here without permission and ask to talk? Sensei, onegaishimasu. Onegaishimasu. Apparently she's their muscle. Alright. Her hammer is thirsty for blood. I think that's Yojimbo. Yes, that is Yojimbo, which, as you may remember if you're familiar with Final Fantasy X, is roughly a bodyguard. Or security guard in this case. Don't know how tough she is, so let's actually use skills. Buff the party attack. She had an attack down, didn't she? Yes. I guess she can just hit. Or did she get a better skill at some point? Not yet. Rino is not paralyzing her, so I wasn't expecting her to be able to, but it's worth trying. It hurt a bit. But only a bit. So let's try fire. Yeah, just keep attacking for now. Again, Catherine's double strike is highly useful. And I'll use the mid-level attack spells because they're more economical. Yeah, that wasn't even really a boss. Okay, that's the armor we've gotten before at some point, the top arm. I think that was available all the way back in Yukana. And it seems like a steel hammer. I think we might have made this with crafting already. Catherine gained a level. Yeah, hammer's not doing the trick. And their security guard runs off. And they're not. He's about that, but someone's cutting in saying, knock it off. Yeah, and this will be the boss. This will also be a player character, as you could probably guess from the fact that she actually has a custom appearance. I believe she just basically told them to stop making fools of themselves. Welcome to the Cat Claw Hideout. I am their leader, Jiddo. Jid, I think you'd say. Sure, is that like French or something? I don't know. It's kind of my... I tend to assume anything that the pronunciation doesn't make sense is probably French. But anyway. So what's a knight want with us? And Stella gets right to the point, ask her about the stellar fragment. Yeah, I heard about something like that before. Alright, one of my minions picked up something like that, I think. Yep, at that remote... yeah, the furthest settlement. That's what I was calling the place. It's like, oh right, I remember. On the way back, they... Okay, they fell into the Wyvern Valley. Which is a valley near the furthest settlement where wyverns live. Funny thing about that. They're trying to take a shortcut, but was a more difficult path than they expected. Okay, well, thank you for the information. We'll head there. She starts to leave. It's like, hey, Miss Knight, you're not going to capture us? It's like, well, that's important too, but right now I have a more important mission. We can talk about the stealing thing some other time. Okay then, I'll come with you. What, to the Wyvern Valley? Why? Yeah, she's saying that as the leader, she needs to take responsibility for her subordinates' mess-ups. It's like, you need this thing, right? If I were to, cause you extra trouble, wouldn't be able to sleep well. And besides, I like the idea of a thief being, buddying around with a knight. Yeah, the boss of the cat claws has joined us. So as I recall, much as Rino is basically a better Aoi, Jade is a better Rino. But I'll leave them in the party a little longer just to get them to... I think I want to get to 34, 35, or 35 or 36 before taking them out. Although these two do need some levels. Just briefly, I'll check on her equipment skills. But yeah, you can get to the Wyvern Valley from near the furthest settlement, as you've been told repeatedly. Does that have something to do with sightseeing? Yeah, that's a sightseeing attraction, or a tourist attraction, or sightseeing spot, so... should be pretty close. Yeah, now we can just come in here wherever, whenever. Yeah, we'll protect the hideout, so relax. This one feels uneasy without the boss around. Saying, boss, hurry up and come back. So we're kind of fooling a Ferris, but not exactly. Thieves and pirates aren't quite the same thing, but similar. Alright, I was going to check her equipment and skills, so... we have Jade here, she's the boss of the cat claws, and she is equipped with a cat claw, appropriately enough. Apparently you wear it on your hands, and there's hidden knives in it. She's got one of those earth pearls that's obsolete at this point, but not too bad. Yeah, this was the anti-slashing gear that... or no, it's different anti-slashing gear than the one we can buy. The one we could buy was... that. The steel sail shorts. This is a... treasure... it's a katabira. Okay, katabira is normally like a light, thin, single-layer kimono. Or it could also be a shroud or burial clothes, so... okay. Yeah, apparently it's made just a thing made of cheap treasures that she uses like a cloak. Okay, and here's the Godspeed brooch we could buy in the C4 city, that's plus 12 agility. And as far as skills go, she has Vitals Thrusts. I think that was a standard knife skill. Rino's not in the party, so I can't compare, but yeah. Medium damage thrusting. We got the Poison Slash, I remember that. It's the small slashing poison. We have the cross... is that a waltz, I think it translated to? But yeah, slashing damage, medium. I think that was also anti-undead because cross. We have self-agility up. And we have a gale... something. Anyway, that appears to be a preemptive slashing attack, so... so far her skills are quite similar to Rino's. Yeah, I'm actually going to come in here just to look at them side by side. Their skills, rather. Yeah, they both have the Vital Thrust, they both have the Poison Slash, they both have Cross Waltz. She has a preemptive bludgeoning attack, she has a preemptive slashing attack. And they both have a stealth agility up. Jade's cost slightly less, but otherwise they're equivalent. But yeah, we now have 2 characters for each weapon type. And there's still one more character to join, but that is not until the final month, and she's kind of special, so that won't be for a while. Anyway, this has been Arafel playing Lady Knight Saga, and next time we will be heading to the Wyvern Valley. See you then!